5, 4,
3,
2,
1.
What's happening, everybody? Paulie here on the Latino Slant. Breaking news. Gina Carano files suit against Lucasfilm. We are going right to it because I get all my Gina Carano alerts. I think this is incredible for a Hollywood industry that is coming out of the rubble, that is, week after week continues to fail at the box office, continues to fail dear fans of these franchises. And then, of course, unfortunately, some of the biggest news in regards to Star Wars during the last couple of years has not been good news. Every time that there has been some light, Mando season 2, Luke Skywalker, Gina Carano, she gets fired unjustly. So I find this fascinating because I feel that there's other actors that have spoken out, that have been fired as well, that should follow suit, that should do what Gina is doing. So this is just put up less than 20 minutes ago, guys. So let's get some people into the chat. Let's say hello to people. Comment. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know what's going on. And what we're going to do in this live stream, we'll go about an hour. We're going to go about an hour with you guys. Is that I want to read exactly Gina's words. I want to get your thoughts. I want to connect this to other actors. Melissa Barrera, I feel, should take this step as well, should immediately sue Spyglass Entertainment. This has to stop. This bullying, this witch hunt against performers, creative people that take a stand for what they believe in, their principles, and if they don't agree, they're out. So that's why I'm going live right now, because this is something I passionately believe about. Let's get to it, guys. Let's get to it. Thank you to all the early comers that are in the chat. Please say hello. Please comment, all that good jazz. This posted minutes ago from Gina Carano's official Twitter X page. Today is an important day for me. I am following a lawsuit against Lucasfilm and Disney. Lucasfilm and Disney. Get that right, guys. Okay? Get that right. After my 20 years of building a career from scratch, during the regime of former Disney CEO Bob Chapek, Lucasfilm made this statement on Twitter, terminating me from The Mandalorian. And this is from that salacious, disgusting tweet that they did, that they approved, right? And that said, Gina is not currently employed by Lucasfilm, and there are no plans for her to be in the future. Nevertheless, her social media posts denigrating people based on their culture and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable. Wow. You know, let's before we go further into this, let's just be reminded of what was actually, what they actually said. I mean, who writes these things? Who allows for people to write these things? Who approves? Say green light. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that. Let's post that on official Lucasfilm letterhead. And who would who in the right mind? Who in the right mind would greenlight that? Who is the boss that said reads that? Okay, yeah, I can go with that. Absolutely, absolutely unacceptable. It was always unacceptable. This was always unacceptable. As the firing of Melissa Barrera is always unacceptable. Complete garbage. Absolutely garbage. All right. This woman, Gina Carano, as well as Melissa Barrera, building their careers out of scratch, out of nothing, creating year after year, doing films, I don't know what, making their way in the world through this business, right? and to get this treatment. Okay, I want to know your feelings, guys. Sound off right now in the chat. Let's get back to the let's get back to this reading. Ooh, I'm fired up, man. I'm fired up. I'm fired up, guys. Nothing could be further from the truth, Gina says. The truth is, I was being hunted down from everything I posted to every post I liked because I was not in line with the acceptable narrative of the time. My words were consistently twisted to demonize and dehumanize me as an alt right wing extremist. It was a bullying smear campaign aimed at silencing, destroying, and making an example out of me. Get that right. Common sense nowadays Common sense nowadays is equated to being alt-right. When someone questions, when someone wants to discuss, when someone has a critical thought that might not fall in line with what is in that company's, just like a narrow mind way of viewing things, way of entertaining. We're talking about entertainment, guys. We're talking about entertainment. You get called alt-right, extremist, because I don't agree the with the democratic line of thought. Because I have questions, I have thoughts. Paulie must have gone alt-right. He's an extremist now. He's an extremist now. You see, when there are no adults in the room, and in this case, in the Lucasfilm room, this is the kind of shit that people have to deal with, and the consequences is that Gina Carano was fired or or publicly humiliated like this, right? Because that you all know have got to know get enough sense of who she is as a person. A lot of you people have met her. A lot of you people met her recently at the MegaCon. I've seen those photos. Seems like a fantastic stand-up, principled person. Principles. Principles before emotions, right? Principles. Okay, let's get back to it. I'm going to read your comments. I see you guys are here. Keep sounding off. Share the link. I put it on Twitter. Thank you guys very much. This is from Gina just a few minutes ago. She's declared that she is suing Lucasfilm and Disney. The thing is, I never even used aggressive language. I shared thought-provoking quotes, pictures, memes, and occasionally I use my own words. Not with aggression, but with respect and the occasional comedy to keep the mood light in the dark times. Gina, don't you know that you cannot make fun of anything nowadays? Nothing is funny. Nothing is funny because everything is taken so seriously. Everything is so serious in this world, right? You can't even make an intelligent, satirical commentary on the state of things. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, this is this is already a fantastically well put together statement from Miss Carano that she has put now on her Twitter X. And that's what I'm just reading for. That's all I'm reading for. Like word for word. I'm not adding any other words right now, guys. That's all I'm doing. All right, let's get back to it. Thank you guys for being here. We're going to get to all your comments. We're going to read this and we'll read it again probably. Look at with your own eyes at what I posted and ask yourself, for example, where did I compare Republicans to the Jewish people in the Holocaust? I didn't. Ask yourself, why are they calling me a racist? Was there any merit behind that or history of it whatsoever? No. Look at why I was called a transphobe for making droid noises. Beep, boop, bop from Star Wars was obviously directed to the online bullies, and I did not in any way denigrate transgender people. Breaking it down. She's breaking it down. Were my questions about masks, lockdowns, and forced vaccines okay to ask and push the subject into the light? Should we have been allowed to publicly discuss those topics at the time without being harassed or censored? Absolutely. Guys, you got to remember now people are talking more openly about these things. You guys remember anyone that didn't toe the line there with the masks, with the vaccines, with all that stuff? Boom, people were fired. People were xed out because of that. Punto final. No discussion. Absolutely madness. It was madness, guys. Madness. People lost businesses, people lost their livelihoods, and people lost the ability to commune and be with dying relatives during that time. You guys remember that? That's real life. That's real life. The Star Wars shit, that stuff, all that stuff is entertainment. But what's real is that when you terminate someone, you terminate you kill, you try to blacklist them from the business. You know, this woman had to go elsewhere to create with other movies. You know, Melissa Barrera's movie, which I hear is amazing, can't get distribution, and they keep going after her. I truly believe Melissa Barrera needs to sue the hell out of Spyglass Entertainment right now. Okay, you know what? Let me chill for a second. Let's read your comments, and thank you guys so much for being here. Much love. Brandon the anime guy's got a fantastic channel. Go Gina, go. Parasito 2001. Sup. Julissa, she's a member of the channel. Much love to Julissa. Jadix, sorry. Seems like a waste of time. They can generally fire you for whatever reason they want. What is a waste of time? Suing? Speaking up? Never. It cannot be. It cannot be, because look at this Carano effect, my friend. Okay, if they can fire you for whatever reason they want, then that is not a good place. That is not a good thing. So we can't be quiet about that. We can't. That's probably why I jumped on and started talking, guys, because it's like that's terrible. That's terrible. And even just by Gina doing this, and we're also going to get to a theory about, you know, what does this have to do with the possibility of Jon Favreau and in the Mando movie. I'm going to share Cameron Pasha's thoughts on that. What's up, Vinny? What's up, amigos? And the producer of the channel is here. Let me get that. He's giving me the voting poll. How you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. Yeah, this is the last minute. I mean, this is so we're a half hour out of Gina just posting this. I'm so curious as to how the industry reacts to this, you know, because they already have it out for her, you know, and I can tell you guys right now, I've had some friends, some people we've interviewed on the in the past that are really ignorant to Gina, and I didn't appreciate their comments. But you know, I let them have their comments, but they were wrong. They were absolutely wrong. But I'm not gonna like call them out during an interview. But I will say, no, that's incorrect. That's incorrect. Okay, what do we have here? Will win millions, has no case. Cardoon, taco soon. Gina Carano sues. Let's add another one. Others should. Let me see. You know what? How can I get rid of this? I added an extra one by accident. Give me a fourth. Give me a fourth topic. Give me a fourth one. Give me a fourth option. Give me a fourth option there, Fletcher. Jen McMahon, she's a member of the channel. What's up, Jen? She got fired for wrongful termination. She probably has a good case of discrimination. Dude, when someone calls you anti-Semitic and transphobe, fuck yeah, you do. And excuse my language, but absolutely you do. That good on Gina, man. About time. Emily Kruger, hi Polly, hi. See what's up? See gaming. Dengar, what's up, Dengar? What's up, Dengar? Read by nature. What's happening? Good for her. Yes, I'm glad too. I'm glad too. Okay, we got a fourth. When more should too. There you go. Thank you. Getting that. I'm getting that ready, and then we're gonna get ready to continue reading. I mean, this is a prolific post she has going on on Twitter X, guys. This is a very well made post. We're going to get right to it now. The poll is up in the chat right now. Also, to let people know that we're here, share the link out, everybody. Let's get back to. Let me drink some water. Oh my God. And I have not finished. I didn't read this. I wanted to read this and react with you guys. This is why I'm hyped up here. Mm. Wow. Okay. Thank you guys for sharing. Thank you, Fletcher, for being here. We got the voting poll going on right now. Going to get to those. Fantastic. Remember, stick around because we're going to read more of your comments, and I'm going to read Cameron Pasha's take on this and what this could mean for the Mando movie. All right, here we go. Back to Gina's statement. Hollywood says, let me see. Can you see this good, guys? Yeah. Hollywood says they support female representation and equal rights. Why then were my male co-stars permitted to speak out without harassment and re-education courses or termination, but I was not offered the same right to exercise my freedom of speech? Wow. 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 That is incredible. Why? Why were my male co-stars permitted to speak without harassment and re-education courses or termination? Remember, guys, they wanted her to get in a struggle session with I guess employees who are of the alphabet community, and I don't know, first go through the shaming process, and then oh yes, you're right, I've seen the light, I'm so wrong, I'm so sorry, I'm sorry. She said no thank you, because that's absolutely ridiculous. It is ridiculous. But were the male co-stars who were allowed to do what they did on social media, how come they weren't fired? How come they weren't made to go through offered re-education and all that stuff? Good point, Gina. Let's get back to it. Good point. Hollywood says they support female representation and equal rights. Oh my God, give me a break. Artists do not sign away our rights as American citizens when we enter into employment. I have spoken to all my co-stars since I was fired, and there is nothing but care and kind words between us. Good. It's a good thing to point out. I respect their right to free speech and do not have to think the same way on every issue to be their friends and work with them. And I know they feel the same way towards me. Isn't that something? Isn't that amazing? Imagine that. Imagine that. Having friends that don't agree on all topics and all issues, and yet we could still be friends and we could still co-work together. Imagine that. But again, when the adults leave the room, when common sense leaves the room, when you raise people on a single-mindedness agenda and not that of critical thinking and debate, this is the kind of garbage we have to deal with. This is the kind of garbage we have to deal with. All right, let's get back to it. Thank you guys so much for being here. A couple of months ago, let me make sure. Yeah, good. A couple of months ago, Elon Musk tweeted that if you had been fired from using the platform X for exercising your right to free speech, he would offer These people, legal representation, quite the noble offer, but never in my wildest dreams would I have thought anyone would take on my case against Lucasfilm Disney. Still, I did respond back. I think I qualify, and thousands of people agree, but I did not expect anything. To my surprise, a few months ago, I received an email from a lawyer who had been hired by X to look into my story and many others. Turns out, after sending them as much information as I could gather, these past few months, now my now lawyers and I and X believe wholeheartedly in my case and are moving forward. I would like to express my deepest gratitude and thank you to Elon Musk and X for giving me an opportunity to bring my case to light. As for me, I would love to pick up where I left off and continue my journey, creating and participating in storytelling, which is my utmost passion and everything I've worked so hard for. It has been difficult to move forward with the lies and labels stuck on me, backed and encouraged by the most powerful entertainment company in the world. I am grateful someone has come to my defense in such a powerful way and look forward to clearing my name. Thank you to all the people who have supported me and made your videos heard. I praise God, blesses each and every one of you with love. Gina Carano. Whoa, whoa, seismic. I feel the earth move under my feet. I feel the stars tumbling down, tumbling. Let's rewrite that song. I feel the earth move under my feet. I feel Disney tumbling down, tumbling down, tumbling down. Yes, Gina. Yes to this. Yes, yes, yes. And let's go with that really quickly because I don't want this to make this about me. I don't want this to be about me. I do not agree with everything that Elon Musk says. Recently, I take umbrage to the things he's given misinformation on in regards to illegal immigration. However, that's okay. We can disagree, and I can still be on his platform. I can still pay to be on his platform and use his platforms for my benefits. I can see the lay of the land, all the people posting different types of thoughts, different types of news and critical information because that's what Elon wants with X. I respect that. I might not agree with everything that he personally puts out there, but in this case, this is pretty amazing, guys. This is pretty amazing. So, like I said, what did I say? Wow, man, this is pretty good. Okay, to let's see where there's a poll in the chat. Vote right now, 20 votes. Gina Carano will sue. Gina Carano sues. Will she win millions? Has no case. Cara Dune tacos soon. More should too. We have a tie going on. 30% each. She will win millions and more should sue. Okay. So vote there. Now let's look at this really quickly because this is interesting. Because at the end of the day, and she's got her inquiry Carano lawsuit. At the end of the day, what is this all about? Why is she doing this? Why now? Why? Well, we know why. Because it takes months to get all this worked out. That's what it's all about. That's what's up. She just got back from MegaCon. You guys have seen her. All that's what's up. J3PO, Junk 3PO posting this is going to be a great year. That's what's up. We're going to go to all these cons, yada yada yada. I believe in that. That's beautiful. I think Junk 3PO is a stand-up man. Principles, guys. Principled man. Mexican Airman, principled. These are people to look up to. Yes. Not some of these other goofballs. It's another story. What are you talking about? This is what it's all about. Clearing my name. Clearing my name. And this is probably, you got to understand, this is probably something that she's wanted to do the day it happened, was to clear her name. So the patience, the intelligence, the fortitude, the determination of Gina Carano is to be commended. I also want to say that as well as Melissa Barrera, who is going through the same bullshit as we speak. I'm telling you. And it's important, guys. It's important. It's important that we are not silent about this, right? I don't agree with everything Melissa has been saying. That's not the point. You can't name blast an employee and fire them because of that. That's just not how it works. And I think Melissa Barrera should follow suit like Gina Carano and sue. Sue. It's not fun, guys. I know it's not fun. This is not what I want to be talking about. In fact, I'm clipping some videos. We're gonna, talking about Jen Ortega. We're talking about some other fun stuff. I put up a new video. I saw a great Indian film last night. That's what I like doing for you guys. All right, but that's what's going on. You know what? Let me probably need a little help here. Let me get you this, Fletcher. I sent you the link. Help me star some stuff. Over 30 people live in the chat. We're just hanging out. We're gonna be here for at least another half hour. I don't want to overlap into Mr. H. I think Mr. H is out at the top of the hour, I believe. So there's a poll in the chat. We're gonna read this again in a minute, but let's get to some of your comments. Make sure, guys, do me a favor. Make sure you are subscribed to the Slant because YouTube is funny like that. YouTube is funny like that. Total last minute, but breaking news: Gina Carano sues Lucasfilm and Disney. Hello. This is important. Okay, let me scroll on back because you guys got a lot of comments. I love it. Okay. 14B face. Good for her. Disney and Hollywood overall needs to feel the heat for their total mismanagement and abhorrent activities under the disguise of what is right. How about this, Disney and Hollywood? How about how can I entertain? That should be your first. Not how can I educate? How can I teach? How can I help these kids? None of that. Entertain us. None of this the guise of what is right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Sander Hammerslag is here. Sander Hammerslag. The timing is perfect just before the Disney shareholders meeting. Yo, I could see all these big channels, man. Everyone's gonna have their angles on this. My angle here is getting the news out and letting people know that Gina is unfortunately kind of taking the brunt of this, but that there's others and others should take this up and should sue. Absolutely. And again, Melissa comes right on the top of my head because of just the public statement. The public statement. If Elon would give Peltz $10 billion to buy Disney stock, then tomorrow Disney is going to have a really bad day. Woof. Papa Elon, indeed. Pops. Gina and Elon versus Disney. Let me grab the popcorn. What's up, Philip? Polly, where's our tacos? It's coming, Daniel. It's coming, vato. Con cojones, dale. That's right. That means with balls. Do it. Let's do it. Gracias. Now we gotta bless you and Gina back with amor de Dios. We can fight for the freedom to be offended. Pops, you're so right. You're so right because it if I'm offended, if I don't agree with you, then I know that democracy and freedom of speech is working. That's how you know. Not when everyone agrees with each other. That's terrible. That's terrible. There's a lot I don't agree with some of my good buddies online. That's all right. That's okay. We know where we do agree, and then we know if we can have a good discussion about it. Right on, pops. Hope you're doing well. Aquí no hay goofballs. No, we don't want any goofballs. What's up, Mando and Chain? No matter how it goes, I'm just happy to see people fighting back. And Mando Unchained. I'm unchained. Unchain me. Unchain me now. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And you know, it's important when we know we're gonna read Gina's statement again. It's important to read. It's very well put, and obviously a lot of time and energy has been put into obviously what's going to be her suit and then her statement. But you know, I think equally so is to fight back. You want to with as much intelligence and confidence to offer other possibilities. So we can't just fight back and scream and yell, hey, we're gonna do it. But here's some other options. Here's some other, this is what we can debate. This is what we can debate on. Now, if there's those people who just can't debate with, that just don't have that ability, it's like they turned off that lever in themselves. There's nothing you can do. We just got to move on. Let's go. Need more actresses and actors on this. That's right. Support me. Yes. Super stickers, PayPal, all that stuff. We need it, guys. We definitely need it. The equalizer's here. Gina Carano wins this lawsuit. They'll clear the way for anyone who's been fired based on their personal politics to get their job back and get receipted for the insult, inconvenience, and hardship. Man, this is really going to be really interesting. You just nailed it. They don't want to entertain anymore. It's all about educating the rest of us. I don't need as much as I like to see my peoples and my culture and community up on the big screen. We talk about this all the time. It's got to be done right, but I don't need them for my role models. My role models are the people who I interact with every day. My role models I'm lucky to have. My parents are my other sober men in my program, my role models, right? Then I give it back as being of service. But I don't need you know what I need Disney to do? I need Disney to make a kick-ass Indiana Jones movie. The Tequila Professor is here. Recently posted on Instagram the Predator pitch for Gina Carano and Carl Weathers. Just as she was fired for Disney, she's doing the right thing. Rest in peace, Carl Weathers. Oh, Disney's now paid the price for lack of vision. They already are. They're not getting our money. Can't remember the last time I paid for a Disney product. And you know me, Brandon, I was holding out for a long time. When in doubt, Duck Fisney. He's been doing that hashtag for years. Good for you. Duck it. Duck it. Duck it. Solar says, get him, Gina. Get him. Get him. Get him. Exactly, Polly. That's who should be our role models. Yeah. Guys, okay, unless we're from like broken houses where we don't have, broken homes where we're really bad off, I could see how television and films are so important to search for something positive in our lives. But even then, that's a way of us for being that's a good way for us to be of service is community service, Boys and Girls Club, mentor programs, uh, adopting, all that stuff is how we can be of service to our community, how we can be a productive member of society, productive citizen in our communities, local, be a really good neighbor to each other. Know your neighbors. By knowing your neighbors, it comes back in good ways. Let me tell you, Lord, let me tell you, being good with your neighbors is a very important thing. We got our first super chat. Yeah. Nick Brown for $1.99 super sticker. I appreciate you. We have 37 votes now in. Gina Carano sues. She will win millions, 41%. More should do that, 32%. 32%. Thank you, Daniel T. Thank you, Nick Brown, for that. You're going to get the old school grito. La viva. All right. Okay, where are we? We're going to read the statement again. If you're just joining us, 35 people live in the chat hanging out with us. Impromptu, live stream, single purpose, single focus, not wasting time. Breaking news: Gina Carano sues Lucasfilm and Disney. But what I would like to do is read from Cameron Pasha's Patreon. I'm not going to bring it up. I'm just going to read his thoughts, because I this man's in the business. I always love to get people that are in the business, people that are working in the business, their thoughts, their sage thoughts, and take it from there. Listen, I got sources. I know people. I know some of them face to face, but that's not how I run my channel. And this could be a much different channel. The rumor slant. The rumor slant. No. But what I'm saying is that what I will do is bring on those people. Writers, directors, producers, executive producers, actors. We've brought them all on this channel, so make sure you are subscribed to me. Okay, so let's read a little bit of Cameron Pasha's thoughts. So he announces it. Here's some questions. Does this mean that Jon Favreau's efforts to mend fences have failed? Perhaps. But one possible outcome here is that Favreau could get Disney to settle the case by letting him hire Gina back. You know what? I'm going to copy and paste this. Let's put this up for you guys to see, because this is interesting. This is an interesting proposal that our good friend let me make sure I give Cameron Pasha the full credit that he deserves. Well, it's what? Hold on. Yeah, I've got like limited words here, so let me see. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Let me just work on this. Okay, but able to give him his last name credit. Okay, let's bring it up. Here we go. What do you guys think? From Cameron Pasha, does this mean that Jon Favreau's efforts to mend fences have failed? Perhaps. But one possible outcome here is that Favreau could get Disney to settle the case by letting him hire Gina back. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if they settle? Wow. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I'll do a grito for $5 or more. How about that? That's fair. Throw some bolas down. Hey, we dry this week, boy. After coming back from Vegas, Papa needs a couple bucks. Rosa Parra's here. Our amazing film critic at thelatinoslant.com. We're working on some really cool stuff. Don't want to announce it until it's confirmed, but she says, why force yourself into working for them again? I get the lawsuit, but work with them again after what they did? Well, Rosa, this is a crazy business, right? Never say never. And in this particular case, she's very close with Favreau. Favreau created the role for her. She got very close with the crew, with the cast. RMP, rest in peace, Carl Weathers. So this would be an incredible reversal and show that you can't mess around with uh with actors and fire them frivolously like that. And that not only, pay them that lawsuit, but also hire them back, because you got to understand she was just they were just getting going with Cara Dune, and she was supposed to star in that one of the film projects, you know. Okay, let me see. I believe Cameron's words once I see them. For now, only believe him on the Hollywood and anime fiasco. Okay, fair enough. Disney will never do that. It's admitting they were wrong, and they won't do that. You think so? Well, this is a huge, huge egg on their face. Huge egg on their face. And that's right. You can go to thelatinoslant.com. Go right there right now for free. Subscribe, and you get a newsletter. You get to see Rosa Parra's latest reviews. And we just put up a new article today as well. I think this is interesting, though. I think that's an interesting thought that Cameron proposes. But Major Role says not only would Gina have to come back, but KK and the entire story group needs to go, or else the threat of sabotage and retaliation remains. That's a good point. That's a very good point. Yeah, that's a very good point. That's a very good point. Can't argue that. Cameron goes on to say, if that is how this plays out, we may be seeing a brilliant strategic move akin to Chapek convincing Scarlett Johansson to sue over Black Widow as a sword against Feige, only to resolve things amicably very quickly. Things may not be how they appear on the surface. Stay tuned. Very interesting from Cameron Pasha. But Scarlett Jo is not coming back to Marvel. So that's one thing, right? She got her money. They settled. Yeah. More to be revealed. I like that. Okay, let's read again. Over 40 people live in the chat. Thank you, guys. Breaking news, guys. Gina Carano sues Lucasfilm. We're gonna bring her back. This is less than an hour. This is less than an hour ago. She put this out. So glad the lawsuit is happening. Nah, she's done with him. Odds are you're right, Film Watcher 96. She hasn't gotten paid. The last time she got paid was before season 3 was filmed. Season 2. Okay, that contract, you pay, you set the contract up. You set the contract up for season 2. You're going to be in so many episodes. Top a card. I don't know what. Works out with the manager. Works out with the agent. Here's the price. You agree to it. Gina pays out her people 10%. I don't know what. That's before she steps onto the set, hombre. Before she stepped onto the set, that is already done. So she did all the work, right? Did her red carpets. Then she never got rehired, right? So they're trying to make it out. That was another thing, is that they try to make it out like, oh, we're firing her. We're firing her. She was never she just wasn't rehired. Oh, you're talking about Scarlett? Oh, gotcha. Okay. My bad. Okay, well, let's read. Let's read this again for all the late people here. Thank you for being here. 43 live people in the chat. Make sure you are subscribed. Hit the thumbs up, guys. Do all the little things. Do all it's the little things. Little things. Little things mean so much to a little channel like the Latino Slant. Little channel like the Latino Slant's moving on up to the east side to a deluxe apartment in the sky. The slant's moving on up. Because let me tell you guys, we're over 11K, which is wonderful, and we keep growing, and it is fantastic. All that you guys are viewing, all of the views are going up. It's much love. This seems like a just something that I felt impelled. Look up the word impelled. I felt was impelled to come up live. I haven't done this in a long time. Like impelled to let's discuss this breaking news because I also believe at the end of the day, and Rosa Para, sound off in the chat. Melissa Barrera is being hunted and bullied as we speak. It's still continuing, and Spyglass needs to answer to that. So I think this is wonderful for Gina. It's wonderful all actors who have been unjustly fired. Okay, so let me see. We got a couple more. Evil Rahman. Hope she wins. Vinny, I wish Gina the best in her lawsuit. Same goes for Melissa. Despite that, I don't agree with Melissa. Yes, in spite, you know what? The fact that we don't agree with, let's just say I don't agree with Gina or Melissa. That's not the point, right, Vinny? Because I want them to defend me to defend you when we are unjustly sabotaged, right? That's when this shit works better. This is when it works. This is when we got each other's backs, supporting each other. I don't agree with you, man, but I support you. This is wrong. Don't be doing this to the homie. Disney is probably going to settle. They don't want Discovery. Ooh, HM. Favreau can be subpoenaed to testify his plans for Gina before she was fired. Oh, good point, my man. Good point. Woo. Wow. Wow. Very well said. Good point. Yeah. Yeah, dude. So yeah, you think they're gonna settle fast, guys? God. And this shows you one just what is the word like as far as how you run your company, as far as KK running the company, just one disaster after another. This is like a dozen. You add in all the firings and the hirings and lawsuits. This is not the only lawsuit, guys. This is really bad. And this is what, 10 years into the KK regime? Whew. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yo, Latinos, my mind is blown by this announcement in the best way. What's happening, Doc? This is going to have a horrible year, and they did it to themselves. Earning calls are just going to be interesting. Soul Assassin. We need a national law. Free speech on SM must never be infringed by anyone for any reason, unless maybe the USA is at wars with Mars, or maybe free speech under a certain age. Want to protect the kids. There's always going to be some defining things that we have to set right. So, Evil, I get your spirit, though. I get your spirit. Yeah, not the point. We should have freedom of speech. Hollywood is too quick to quiet people. What's up, Julissa? Hey, baby, ¿qué pasó? Okay, let's read. You know what I would love to, guys? I would love it if you guys could support the channel. Super chat, sticker, or tip. Everything helps, even PayPal. We got PayPal. Got the PayPal lines open. The lines are open right now. Let's get back to this. We're going to reread, guys. For all you wonderful people who are just popping on in here, we're going to reread what's now a little over an hour old. Today is an important day for me. This is from Gina Carano's official page. I'm following a lawsuit against Lucasfilm and Disney after my 20 years of building a career from scratch. And during the regime of former Disney CEO Bob Chapek, Lucasfilm made this statement on Twitter, terminating me from The Mandalorian. Here we go. Here is their statement. Gina Carano is not currently employed by Lucasfilm, and there are no plans for her to be in the future. What a bunch of cowards, man. What a bunch of spineless cowards. Nevertheless, her social media posts denigrating people based on their cultural and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable. And she says, nothing could be further from the truth. The truth is, I was being hunted down from everything I posted. To every post I liked because I was not in line with the acceptable narrative of the time. My words were consistently being twisted to demonize and dehumanize me as an alt-right extremist. It was a bullying smear campaign aimed at silencing, destroying, and making an example out of me. I want to stop this for a second, guys. Okay. I want to stop this for a second because to my left of center friends who don't agree, who just screw Gina Carano, that type of thing, right? To my left of center, who support like a Pedro Pascal or Rachel Ziegler. Why people center, right to center, or just forget about the politics. Why they're upset that Ziegler or Pascal gets to make their comments, and there's no repercussions. With Ziegler, man, she's made some salacious statements against people from Jeremy Renner to Gina Carano that just were not cool. Now, I'm going to give Ziegler a youth being sucked up into the agenda pass, but why do you think people came at you so hard? I'm just saying. Who did the bullying? I never saw Carano come after another actor. From John Leguizamo to Ziegler, like going after other actors is just like, you just don't do that. And I'm talking about on social media, but I know I digress. I saw an interesting statement here. Sorry that my dogs are losing it. Johnny Gonzalez, member of the channel, if she didn't get fired but just not rehired, then what's her basis for suing? Slander? Yes, it's total slander. You're calling someone a transphobe. You're calling someone anti-Semitic, right? Let's go on here. But good. And she was still representing the company by going to, red carpets, et cetera, et cetera. So let's keep on reading here. The smear campaign, right? The truth is being hunted down, but my words were consistently twisted to demonize and dehumanize. Okay, we read that. The thing is, I never used aggressive language. I shared thought-provoking quotes, pictures, memes, and occasionally used my own words, not with aggression, but with respect and the occasional comedy to keep up the mood light in dark times. Hey, can you close that for me? Romy came in the house and all the dogs are excited, as you guys can imagine. And this was a last minute live stream, which I really appreciate. Let's read some of these. Skibo. That was Lucasfilm's accusations, not Gina Plus's. She's publicly fired. Yeah, it was done publicly. Major role. I'm slightly concerned about the statute of limitations, knowing the current hierarchy of. Wouldn't surprise me if they try any and all tactics to squash this. Okay, I believe there's 2 articles that were sent to me from Fletcher. We're gonna get to those really quick. Let's clear the comments, the started comments. You guys can, of course, super chat and all that good stuff. I would love that. That would help me out. Let's finish reading this again. Let me see, where did you guys, let's make this big. I got about 10 minutes. I really don't want to go into anyone else's showtime there. I'm really conscious of that, guys. Uh Look with your own eyes at what I posted and ask yourself, for example, where did I compare Republicans to the Jewish people in the Holocaust? I didn't. And ask yourself, why are they calling me racist? Was there any merit behind of that or history of it whatsoever? No. Look at why I was called a transphobe for making droid noises from Star Wars. Beep, boop, bop. Was obviously directed to the online bullies and did not in any way denigrate transgender people. Where was my question about masks, lockdowns, and forced vaccines? Okay to ask and push the subject into the light? Should we have been allowed to publicly discuss those topics at the time without being harassed or censored? Absolutely. Hollywood says they support female representation and equal rights. Why then were my male co stars permitted to speak without harassment and re education courses or termination? But I was not afforded the same right to exercise my freedom of speech. Artists do not sign away our rights as American citizens when we enter into employment. I have spoken to all my co stars since I was fired, and there's nothing but care and kind words between us. And I respect the right to free speech. And I do not think and I do not have to think the same way on every issue to be their friends and work with them. And I know they feel the same way towards me. A couple of months ago, Elon Musk tweeted that if you have been fired from using the platform X and exercising your right to free speech, he would like to offer these people legal representation. Quite the noble offer, but never in my wildest dreams would I have thought anyone would take on my case against Lucasfilm Disney. Still, I did not respond back, and I think I qualify, and thousands of people agree, but I did not expect anything. To my surprise, a few months ago, I received an email from a lawyer who had been hired by X to look into my story and many others. Turns out, after sending them as much information as I could gather these past few months, my now lawyers and X believe wholeheartedly in my case and are moving forward. I would like to express my deepest gratitude and thank you to Elon Musk and X for giving me an opportunity to bring my case to light. As for me, I would love to pick up where I left off and continue my journey of creating and participating in storytelling. Interesting. Which is my utmost passion and everything I work so hard for. It has been difficult to move forward with the lies and libels stuck on me, back and encouraged by the most powerful entertainment company in the world. I am grateful someone has come to my defense in such a powerful way and look forward to clearing my name. Thank you to all the people who have supported me and made your voices heard. I pray God blesses each and every one of you with love, Gina Carano. All right. Almost 50 people live in the chat. We are going to pick up. Let's go with Deadline. This is getting some traction, as you can imagine. And from our fearless producer, Fletcher Williams. Thank you so much for sending this to me. This is the way Gina Carano whacks Disney for Mandalorian axing. Elon Musk footing the legal bills. Oof. Deadline. When it comes to the fired Mandalorian actress Gina Carano and Elon Musk, revenge against the Walt Disney Company is served piping hot. Even takes a bit of time. 3 years after the ex-MMA fighter was axed by then Bob Chapek run media giant for comparing political climate in America to Nazi Germany, Carano today is suing Star Wars Lucasfilm for dropping from the Bounty Hunter series. A short time ago, in a galaxy not so far away, let me make sure you guys see this. Yes. Defendants made it clear that only one orthodoxy in thought, speech, or action was acceptable in their empire, and those who dared to question or fail to comply would not be tolerated. The jury trial seeking complaint filed this morning in federal court with some Star Wars lingo tossed in for effect. And so it was with Carano. The action continues. Wow. Wow. So this is like the actual this is not this is actual from the actual suit. The rule of law still reigns over the defendant's empire, and Carano has returned to demand that they be held accountable for the bullying, discriminatory, and retaliatory actions that inflicted not only substantial emotional harm but millions of dollars in lost income. Absolutely, the wrongful discharge and sex discrimination suit adds. In addition to terminating her, defendants refused to hire her for roles already promised, including but not limiting to season 3 of The Mandalorian, the new series of Rangers of the New Republic, and planned future Star Wars full length feature films, which have recently been announced, all because of political beliefs. Wow. Wow. As well, Carano seeking to paint the now, once again, Bob Iger run Disney as having a sexist double standard. Defendants also discriminated against Carano by treating her differently from her male co stars who also made public political statements on social media. Her suit says her male co stars were not disciplined, let alone terminated in a way to destroy their careers, even though some would find their statements abhorrent. Fletcher Williams coming on in. Let's get your thoughts really quick, amigo. Over 50 live in the chat. Fletcher Williams, this is real, man.
Yeah, it is, and it's funny because it comes on the wings of Elon Musk, siding with an investor, Jason Peltz, who is talking about taking over Disney. So I'm sure this was probably going to help their side show that Disney's being unfairly run, then should go back to more entertaining, less re-education camps.
I mean, again, entertainment should be number one.
Right. That
Number
should be
two.
it. Yeah.
Number three.
Yeah.
Jason Peltz. I think he meant Nelson Peltz.
Nelson Peltz. Yeah.
Nelson Peltz. Yeah, that's right. Great. Well, let's read a little bit more. Seeking a slew of damages in court order to get her Rebel Ranger cartoon rollback. She took to social media. The ex-UTA, gotta remember, United Talent Artists dropped her, represented actress. They dumped her not long after the Disney Lucasfilm did in February of 2021. Also revealed that Musk is playing bank for her. And also too, Fletcher, this is exactly what's happening what's happening to Melissa Barrera. She's been dropped by all her people. Thoughts on that?
Yeah. So basically, I mean, you can speak to this more than I can from the entertainment side, but basically, for those who don't know, actors don't just go and get roles. They have to go through management, and sometimes that management goes through another management and another management. There's like layers to this, and when you're dropped from your management, that means like that side it's imagine if they kick you out of the bank and now you can't pay the bill that's only electronically filed, that you can't go and pay cash for. This is basically for these actors. You're shutting them out of like 90% of the work that's out there because now they don't have access to their management agents, who the management agency is the one that the studios go to get an actor hired. So you're basically shutting that person out completely of their livelihood. So it's not a small thing.
Correct. So there's a lot of reasons why actors have teams, right? One is to go get roles, and then as far as opportunities, right? So Romy just finished doing a week's work on a CBS television show. Yay! More to be announced. Fantastic. Okay. She auditioned, she got the callback, she was pinned, she got the offer. Okay, what's the next step? The managers, agents, they're working on the offer. That's how it goes. You work on the offer. Offer can mean top of show credit before the episode starts. Boom, whatever. All the little fine details to how much you're getting paid, to everything to then the silly, basics, per diem, if it's travel, whatever, all those things that are included. Actors don't want to deal with that. And they definitely don't want to deal with it on themselves. That's why you hear artists that get the worst deals, because they're not necessarily business people. This is that's more so too in the past, with a lot of musicians getting screwed out of their masters, right? Getting screwed out of their royalties, right? So with here, majority of now the big celebrities, they don't want to deal. They talk to my legal, to make the deal happen. Now, what could happen is, like, let's say, let's say I know, okay, we'll just use Romy as an example.
Right.
Let's say you come to me, Polly, man, I got this great script. I think Romy would be great for, if we can get her to sign a letter of intent, I could raise $10 million.
Right.
Okay. What would happen is that she would have to, read it and say yay or nay. Then it's like, okay, Fletcher, call her agent, tell the agent, Romy wants to do this. That's how it works. You could not just call up an agent right off the bat like that. That's just not how it works. So there's all these different ways of working, but yes, you have to have representation in this business, guys. Absolutely.
Right. And plus, they don't look at you as a viable A-list actor if they got to talk to you directly.
Right.
Imagine that.
Right. So we're going back to this Deadline article. Disney has not replied to Deadline's request for comment on Carano's Musk back suit. If and when the Mouse House does, this post will be updated. You know what? Let's refresh, because this is big. You can imagine all the videos and all the live streams are gonna be
the tweet that launched 1,000 live streams.
Woof. Thank you. And hello, we're live right now.
Yeah.
On the flip side, Musk's team was quick to confirm their financial support of Carano and stick the shiv in Disney's side as a sign of X Corp's commitment to free speech. We're proud to provide financial support to Gina Carano's lawsuit, empowering her to seek vindication of her free speech rights on X and the ability to work without bullying, harassment, discrimination. In a statement released today by Musk's own social media platform, head of business operations, Joe Benarach, Fletcher, Musk was hanging out with Peltz.
Right.
Musk was given and it's down here too. The go F you response to Disney. What do you think of this, dude? This is like this is very layered.
Yeah, this is like the whole, whatever people are talking a 4D chest, because then you're like, you got Bob Iger telling, they're pulling all their stuff from X. Elon Musk tells, Bob Iger and Disney to do a bad thing on his Twitter platform. And then, he's seen with the guy who wants to take Bob Iger's job, Mr. Jason. And then he basically then
hey, you did that. That was you.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then basically now we have a backed lawsuit that, is obviously meant to attack Disney and what they're doing. So, I mean, it looks like it's all planned. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's read this. Let's go on down. I do want to wrap this up. I keep saying that. I feel bad because I know, but they'll be all right. Of course, coming off the big defeat in federal court, Florida last week, it's now appeal free speech lawsuit against Governor DeSantis. Disney may not recognize the irony at play here. Disney may also wonder if Musk's deep pockets for Carano has something to do with the company joining the other corporations to pausing its advertising on X last November after the Tesla kingpin retweeted a distinctly anti-Semitic post. What? Did he? Did he?
I think what they're talking about is that they're trying to say that there was a lot of
They use it as an excuse.
anti-Semitism in X.
Right,
So
right.
yeah,
Exactly. Right.
so
Anti-Semitic.
the internet. Oh my gosh,
Right.
there's trolls on the internet.
Oh my
Shocking.
God. With Iger sitting nearby, Musk lashed out at Disney and others for the ad boycott this past fall. Somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising. Musk responded to a question from moderator. Blackmail me with money? Go F yourself. Go F yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey,
Sure.
Bob, if you're here in the audience, sorry, that's how I feel. And let's finish this out. This is just gets just incredible, just this is in it. This is hours in it now. Taking a
Right.
swing at Chapek's failed leadership as Disney's CEO and the accusation of the actress being opposed to trans rights and pronouns, which she never was, the Black Lives Matter movement, COVID-19, and more. Carano's sheer Jaffe attorneys have framed their client's controversy and eventually pink slipping as the consequence of her refusing to be bullied. And that's it. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Just because she doesn't agree with these or questions,
Right.
which I do, which I think most sane people do. They question things in life. That's what we do every day. Because she questions, she's deemed transphobic,
Right.
anti-Semitic,
Right.
anti-vax. She's a
Right.
weirdo. She's alt-right. All that stuff. Go ahead.
Right. If you don't fall in line, this is what you get. It was kind of like,
Mhm.
this is what's going to happen to you. Don't fall in line. It's better not to, even not saying something, there, if you're against it. So it does feel like it's a coordinated thing. But I mean, I
Mhm.
remember that part of the whole hoopla, I think, is
Mhm.
because a lot of people discovered that some of these trolls that were going after Gina were actually created by Lucasfilm employees.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
so you're kind of looking like, yeah, this is not those, unknown basement dwellers. It's whatever people try to frame people. This is people that
You
actually work
know,
for the company. So you
yeah,
gotta be careful.
and let's get to Nick Brown's 4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Nick. Really appreciate that. I think Disney will settle out of court for a couple of millions and make her sign an NDA.
Maybe.
You know what I would like? I would like to know who wrote those texts, those tweets. I would
Mhm.
like to know who okayed those tweets. They have to be held responsible. That's my thing. That's my thing.
Yeah, and the thing, I guess, I agree with Nick, because that's
Mhm.
what a sensible company would do, is just settle out of court and have her sign an NDA. I guess the
Sure.
problem here is that seems to be backed by Musk, who's trying to
Mhm.
have his friend buy, the company. So that might not be what they're seeking here. This might be just like somebody else, in the chat mentioned. This is to get maybe some discovery. This is to
Mhm.
see how deep
Right.
is this cancer in the company, that that they want to know who the wokosos in the company are that are
Yep.
doing this kind of stuff, because this is basically against company policy of any company. If you ever worked in a corporation, you're told, you can't, as an employee of the corporation, you have to carry yourself a certain way. And this is completely not the way that you handle yourself when you work for a billion-dollar company, you know? That's why
And
we said,
yeah,
who are these people?
and refreshing Twitter already trending Lucasfilm.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is not how they wanted to wake up today.
Oh, no.
You
No.
know,
Yeah.
you
After
know.
getting the case dismissed in Florida, and now they get this lawsuit here, it's like, man,
Mhm.
it's just taking a
Mhm.
hit. And tomorrow is the earning call.
And,
Oh my
friends of
gosh.
ours, from Lily to Miss Neurotic to Tom of Midnight's Edge, go get him, girl. We love Cara Dune. We love, Hold them accountable. Absolutely, man. This is, and I would and we're gonna wrap it up and get on out of here. Get on over to HCast. Did HCast start?
I don't know. I think that we're gonna start.
We're gonna end the poll. 71 votes. Thank you guys so much. 45% of you says she will win millions. 28 more should do it. 18 Cardun Taco soon. 8%. She has no case. She has no case. Well, okay. Thank you for voting. Thank you so much. If anyone could check.
Yeah,
Thanks
it's just
again.
started.
Good. Let's get that link in the chat.
All right, it's links in the chat if you if you guys want to head on over to Mr. H right after this.
Tell him I said hello and
Slant Raid.
Give them a little, show them a little love. I'm sure they're going to be talking about this. This is a number one thing to talk about. Anything else you'd like to say?
Just let you guys know that please subscribe and make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Sometimes YouTube does some funny things, so do me a favor, go ahead and double check that if you are subscribed, just press the subscription button. It is free, and if you hit the notifications bells, you can make sure you don't miss one of these live improv things that sometimes happen. And also, if you could become a member of the channel, it all helps.
Yeah, again, we feel compelled here to do this, to talk about this, because also too, I want to make it very clear that just because a self-perceived actress like Melissa Barrera is self-perceived by people as being woke or whatever, that's not the point. She was unjustly fired and publicly humiliated by Spyglass Entertainment. She needs to sue as well, and the sooner she can do it, the better. The better. All right, everyone, head on over there wherever you're at. Keep your slant fuerte. More videos, everything to come. Latino Slant, thelatinoslant.com. Be well, everyone. Gracias.
Thank you.